Hello, you lovely people. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and tonight's live stream as usual is going to be on the topic what do we need to know. I'm going to use tarot cards as always because that's what I do. Right, I do interpret tarot cards, and with that said. If you had paid attention to the thumbnail, you will see three cards being there. These are the cards which I drew for the collective. That is for what anyone, can and should be prepared for the upcoming few days. And then when I'm done with this reading, there are going to be 12 readings, each for every single star sign. But for now, let's focus on the collective reading. And the cards for the collective are as they follow. The first one, that will be the Three of Pentacles. Hello, Yasmin. Welcome to the stream, girl. So Three of Pentacles, it is the first one, followed by the Knight of Swords. And the third one that we do have, that will be the Hierophant, right? The Hermit, I'm sorry, it's not the Hierophant, it is the Hermit. All right, so we do have those three cards. Okay, these three, and it's a pretty easy message. It's an easy message because I can understand it. All right, so let me see if I can translate it to you guys to the best of my abilities. It's well, the times are coming where kind of like bullshit. It's they no longer going to be available for any given situation. Think of it that way. You are in a situation which the other side doesn't want to side with you. They don't want to do their job. They're feeding you with bullshit and all these kind of things, right? Making excuses above everything else to do their job or to do their part or to take on their responsibility, whatever the case. But that will no longer going to be an option, because for what those cards are showing, and we do have those couple to show that to us. Okay, those couple of cards to show that to us, Three of Pentacles and the Hermit. It is that things now are getting way too serious, so people can screw around with whatever they want or with whomever they want. Now things needs to be taken to figuratively speaking next level, and things needs to be taken care of from everybody, right? If you think you can do it on your own, I'm sorry, but according to these cards, the very least, you are kind of mistaken. So for those who are in the right into the situation, their job in the situation itself is to swallow their pride, for the lack of a better word. Okay. And pretty obviously from the other side, who is in the wrong into the situation, they gotta cut the crap, right? They gotta cut the bullshit and man up for a change. But on the plus side, everybody is gonna get the support they need in order to develop things around, in order to make their personal growth, in order to make their personal development. Okay. So that is what's going to be the general energy. Now, the result of that general energy is going to be the very, very least, a very fruitful cooperations, which some of us had omitted to accept that they can eventually happen. Well, they will be. Well, they will be happening in the next few days. Yasmin, thank you for the $20 PayPal support. Thank you, Yasmin. At the end of the stream, as usual, you're gonna have your personalized reading. So let me put you into the list here. Okay. All right. So that was the collective. Now, a few notes about the show before I move forward with the readings. It is that this was the reading for all of us. Okay, that is the global energy. But now I'm gonna move to do the 12 readings for each star sign. Hold on a second. So the 12 readings for each star sign. I'm gonna start with Aries, and I'm gonna end up with with Pisces, and just to kind of like give you a very quick and kind of like disclaimer here is that these are readings for the star signs. Are they gonna affect you? That's for sure, but they are, again, for your star sign, so they're not the exact answer to your question, and therefore at best you can use these readings for a point of guidance, right? But if you do want your personal situation to be a subject of the tarot cards and my interpretation, you can go to my website, which link you're gonna find in the description down below. And the website front page, you can see full list of my services, also their pricing, and based on your budget and as well your needs, you can go for whichever one suits you best. And as well, if you do decide to support the stream and the channel through Super Chat, you are going to have your reading at the end. That's pretty much guaranteed. Should your Super Chat carries no inquiry with it whatsoever, then the reading is going to be for what you personally need to know at this moment. And that's pretty much all I had to say for the notes of the show. And I'll starting up with Aries. So one last thing now, if you are wondering which star sign I'm reading for, there is the clip for it, all right? And you can kind of like follow it from here. So yeah, another late today. Thank you, Yasmin. All right, so Aries goes first. Let me shuffle here. Oops. All right, first card, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so I do hope that you are planning or are preparing something big, okay? Because what you need to know is that in the next few days, the time is going to come for you to initiate your plan or step on whatever you had prepared. That is because it seems that, first of all, whatever plan you made or whatever preparations you are performing right now, immaculate, all right? It's just they are with the conscientious required, they are with the subtlety required, with the eye for the details in there required, and on top of that, at the right place, right? At the right place, because for what those cards are showing here, first of all, very good foundation. What I mean is that with that initiation, you will not gonna jeopardize anything, nor your family, nor your career, right? Nor your friendships or whatever. And right to the point, or right on the target. Because for what those cards are showing for you, Aries, that initiation, right, this startup is gonna be a leap for you into development. It is like a huge leap into development. All right, so it's very important to take on the moment into the upcoming few days, right? And take again the situation kind of seriously here. but what Pisces Moonbeam always tells me, or always used to tell me before, it is that there are times in which you have to believe you deserve success, and this is one of these times. Because unfortunately, we don't have a water card here, and you may kind of like end up being, can I put it into words, ossified in your situation, not wanting to move anywhere, being afraid to make the act, or to step on something like the foundation you have built, and that is that is incorrect status, right? Instead, you should grab the moment here, because truly, for what those cards are showing, that is a leap into your personal development. For those of you, Aries, which are single, these cards have as well pretty clear message. It's time to step into the world and to show that you're ready to receive or give, or both, okay? Because let's face it, love is a game of giving and taking, isn't it? So you gotta step into the world and you gotta show that you are ready to play the game again. And you will meet someone very important that will become very important for you, and you for them as well. All right, so that was for Aries. Moving next, Taurus. The Knight of Wands. Then is the Six of Cups. And then is the Page of Cups. Okay. So unfortunately for Taurus, the news is not good. Okay, because for what those cards are showing, that there is a person. I can't guarantee that you will be disappointed by that individual. Okay. However, with those three cards, it seems that they are not going to... It's very difficult to say what exactly. Only thing that I can guarantee you with these cards is that they're not gonna do or behave the way they signed up for. So they may not upheld their word, okay? Or they may not fulfill a promise, right? Or they just can bail out from some kind of a deal or a contract or whatever. Or they can just surprise you and show you that they are not in a shell and nothing like you have built up your original opinion of them. The bottom line is here is that this individual is changing their priorities and also their interest as well. It's just whatever you do, or you yourself, you're not interesting to them anymore. So yeah, it's that what you need to know. Don't put your bet into that person. How do you recognize these kind of people? Well, they are people of interest. Again, they are only following what benefits them and screw the others. So they are doing things only of a personal gains and nothing else. Players usually, and at the end they are, how can I put it into words, they are kind of like not sticking into one thing at the time. So they're doing multiple things, and usually they can't finish neither of them at the end of the day. So it's like a jack of all trades, but none of the trades it's something that the jack can do, right? That is how you do recognize them. And I think that that's a warning, right, for you for the upcoming days, to scope that individual and kind of like don't allow yourself being beguiled into their bullshit. And again, that doesn't have to be something super significant for you, right? It could be just the guy you just met who told you that he's gonna, I don't know, fix your door or cut your lawn or whatever, right? And you really bet on that. You really hope that that person is gonna keep their word and last. He'd have a better job to do. Someone offered them more money for something else, or just their girlfriend called. Just they're going doing something more interesting than that whatever they have established with you. But it could be as well someone very significant to you. It's going to be different for every single one of you Tauruses. All right, next. That will be Gemini. Six of Pentacles. 10 of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. Well, for you, it's Gemini. It's quite of an easy message, and that is that. Well, it kind of sounds cliche, but according to these cards, the hard part of whatever job you are following or whatever task you are carrying on moving forward, it's kind of almost over. And now things are going to fall into, well, to you it may seem kind of peculiar, but it's not going to be a peculiar. It's going to be a completely natural hierarchy, if you will. Okay, so the things are going to fall into their places where they belong, and the next few days are going to be probably the last days where you can feel overwhelmed, overburdened, and that you have to kind of like be at 3 places at once, and the day must have 26 hours in it. Now, from that moving forward, it's kind of like there will be a specific setup, right? A specific pattern that's is gonna move forward, it's gonna follow forward. And that's pretty much how things are going to develop for you. So you can count on it that whatever choices you made thus far and whatever actions you took thus far, they're going to be the foundation and the build-up of that you will must endure in a good or in a bad way in the next a few weeks, maybe months as well. So if you did good things, okay, you made good choices, then obviously that's you will be rewarded. But if not, well, can I say? But I do believe that this is on towards a positive end, because we do have the 9 of Pentacles at the end of the day here, okay, next to the 6 of Pentacles. And these two cards, when they fall together, yeah, it's a hard and slow progress. And that's why I'm saying few weeks, few months. It could be even a year, who knows. This is a very, very slow, methodical progress, one climbing up the ladder of the hierarchy. But at the end, it reaches a huge, or rather like a big heights. So rest assured that whatever foundation you have built up until this point should lead you toward a very good accomplishment, a huge, big achievement for yourself, whether in your love life, and that's going to be a love prize you're going to claim, or a career one. Yarabi, thank you for the $20 US. You are excited. Okay, I'm gonna check that one out. Thank you, Yarabi. Thank you. I do need to ask you, are you maintaining some kind of connection, like talking or dating, or just going out, whatever? I don't need to know the specific. I just need to know, do you have a connection right now in any way? And Yasmin as well, thank you for the $20 US. Thank you, Yasmin. At the end of the stream, you girls are gonna have your reading. Oh my god. Yarabi reading is going to be on her inquiry, and Jasmine reading, of course, will be on what does she need to know. And Taco as well. Taco, thank you for the 22 US dollars support. Thank you, Taco. Just give me a moment here. All right. So that was Gemini. Now next we do have Cancer. Oh, it's all right, mate. Oh. Oh, that's a blasphemy. Dude, that's a blasphemy. I mean, I wouldn't know what I'm gonna do if my Microsoft or a PlayStation account gets lost. But there should be a ways. I mean, can you not get yourself verified in any other way? All right. Oh, Diablo 3. A couple of weeks ago, Diablo 4 launched. Taco. So that's the new thing in the block, all right? Everybody's playing that, including me. Four of Swords for Cancer, first one. Two of Swords, it is the second. And the Ten of Cups, that would be the third. Okay, so these are the three cards we have. All right, the three cards we have. For Cancer, kind of like can I put it into words? Well, those cards are showing that whatever happens in the next couple of days or in the next few days, so to speak, is going to put your mind at ease. So obviously, it will be a, can I put it into words? Well, it will be good, all right, but also it will be reassuring, for lack of a better expression, here the events that you will be a part of that are gonna happen, like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, or like I say, by the end of the week. And it's kind of like, you know, your mind is going to be set at ease, and that's not just only in your mind, but also it will have a physical representation in the sense of that also everything that it is around you, like your marriage, like your career, right, your friendship circle and whatnot, hobbies as well. Well, everything is going to bestow itself in a very, well, it will be a fragile one. Okay, I don't want to lie to you. It will be a fragile one, but also a working equilibrium, right? And so, at least, okay, at least for the next few days, Cancer, nothing will hurt the other thing. So your marriage is not going to hurt your career, nor your career is going to hurt your marriage, nor friendships are going to hurt your hobbies, or again your marriage or your love life or whatever. Okay, so everything is going to be its own thing in the next few days, and that will be the core reason that that whole near future, in the sense of, you know, few days, will be very, very peaceful. So what you can use that time for, okay, well, think about important matters you need to decide on. And by thinking on, I mean try to consult yourself with, at the very least, if not with a professional, the very least, a faithful companion of yours. That is the guidance of the cards, and that is what you need to know right now. But it's a perfect time because you're not going to be stressed from exterior problems. They will be gone, at least for now. All right, so couple of minutes, and just to well, I don't know how to say it in another way, so I'm going to use the word reminder here. So just to remind you that these readings, they are for the star sign. They are not your personal readings. Of course, they are going to affect you to a certain extent, but not to its full. So you can use those readings for guidance, but if you do want to know the answer to your situations and to be read for your personal situations, you can go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below, and there at the very front page you can see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. And also, if you do decide to support the stream and the channel through super chat or through PayPal, you're going to have your reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed as well. Okay, so a couple of minutes to catch up my breath, and then I'm gonna move with the next 4 star signs, which are Leo, Libra, Leo, Virgo, Libra, and then Scorpio. Mattia, thank you for the 20 US dollars support. Thank you, Mattia. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. My glass of water. Hey, Anna. Thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, Anna. At the end of the stream, Chandra, I'm sorry, not Anna, Chandra. You do have a very similar avatars, and I just saw the avatar. Chandra, I do apologize. Thank you for the 20 US dollars. At the end of the stream, you're also going to have your personalized reading. All right. Let's check on Leo now. Leo. Hey, Anna. Speaking about the devil. Welcome to the stream. Seven of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Those are the three cards again. So, simple answer here. Whatever it's required, okay, whatever it is required, you have just enough, just so, to fulfill the requirement. Just so. These cards are saying that you do have just so to ensure thy future. Whatever thy is, or thou is. Thou could be your job, thou could be your marriage, but you do, bottom line here is, Leo, that it seems that for now, whatever resource is required, you do have what it takes. Okay, that resource could be time, right? It could be money. It could be patience. God knows patience is a very valuable resource these days, right? Could be knowledge, right? Whatever resource and the amount required, it does look like that you do have just enough to ensure the future of the requisition. Now, with the Hierophant being there, though, that's a bit strange, because that card shows the at start you may not even know why you should do that. Okay, so next few days could be you struggling against yourself, trying to find out, to give yourself a reason why. For example, why should I give a second chance, right? Or why should I be patient with that ordeal or with that situation, okay? Or why should I be in someone else's shoe, or whatever resource it is required for you? Why should you give it? I can't give you the answer for every single one of you, but deep down in your belief, you will know that that's the right thing to do. The next few days is going to be you searching for that point, digging it up, if you prefer that way. But just so you know, you do have just enough to make it happen. Simple as that. That is what you need to know. Anna, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, Anna. The end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading. All right, next. Virgo. King of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles with the Magician. Okay, a very typical situation. Virgo, now we do have an individual here. So that individual, and when I say is into you, I don't mean necessarily romantically into you. I'm saying into you because it seems that that individual has not just only a high opinion of you, but also a high value of you. So whatever they are giving you, whether money, whether I don't know, attention time, right? In their minds, okay, in their perception, you deserve all of it and twice as more. Okay, so that is an individual with a huge devotion towards you. Alas, though, they don't know how to express it. Okay, so for all I know, that could be the guy that always is doing you favors. Okay, it's always kind of like bringing you coffee at work, and it's always standing up for you. And for the life of you, you can't figure out why that guy is doing it. Oh, you know now. Okay, but it is just with that magician being next to the king, it is just that person, they don't know how to express it verbally and as well in private. Okay, how can you recognize that person? They are very self-absorbed, and usually these people, they have more than they can spend in material realm. I'm not saying that they are rich, but if they aren't rich, that means that they do have a very simplistic life, and that's why they do have more than they can spend, because they don't spend for any lavish things or whatever. Okay, so that is a person who does have a more than enough for themselves. Usually they are very good into how can I put it into words, keeping on track, for the lack of better expression. So whatever they do have going on into their life, they always sort it out, they always have it under control, so to speak. And it's just someone that's considering your star sign, and it is within the cards, you can form a beautiful friendship, a friendship that is gonna worth it for sure. Now, is that friendship being able to transform into love and relationship? Certainly, but we do have the magician problem. Do you know what the magician problem is in relationship? That it is very unlikely that for a long run you can accept each other for who you are. Okay, so if you do decide to go for it, okay, to transform that relationship into that friendship into a relationship, because that could be someone you are already friends with, or you instantly may know who am I talking about, and you may decide right now, okay, I'm jumping into it, I'm gonna give the guy or the woman a chance, whatever the case. Okay, so you know, when you do so, make it like a contract, make it like a prenup, because otherwise huge misunderstandings afterwards, in a sense of that, like I'm saying, it's just you won't be able to accept each other for who you are, in a domestic sense of the word, and conflicts will ensue, like always, as what you need to know. All right, next, Libra. Knight of Swords, Nine of Cups, Six of Pentacles. I'm not sure how this is going to affect you, but coming up for you, it should affect you in a certain way. We do have an individual again with these cards, Libra, who just doesn't know their place. What I mean is that, I don't know how do you say it in English, but yeah, I think when I'm watching movies, that is how you saw it, or that is how you Americans say it. Know your place, right? Well, it seems that they don't know it. They don't know their place. And highly likely here is that this person is going to ask you something to do for them, okay, in the next few days, which they're not supposed to obtain, or it is not a spot or a position they are supposed to be at. Okay, so bottom line, well, I can't tell you what to do, right? But according to these cards, even if you help the guy or the woman, they will not gonna be able to uphold whatever the position or the acquisition for long. So it's gonna be a wasted effort, at least according to these cards. And why is that? I mean, why we do have that person? Well, I can see myself in them, all right? I can see myself in them because according to these cards, that is a person who does only what they like, all right? They don't care what is required for them. They don't care whatever is expected. They do what they want, and that's that. Very well could be a child of yours, especially if you do have teenagers, right? Especially if you do have teenagers, very, very likely could be a child of yours. Ask you to help them with money to clear out a debt, and they are in a debt a few months from now. Why? Because problem is not going to be solved by you feeding them up with money. Problem is going to be solved by them finding a job, right? It's them finding a job. So that was just an example, but bottom line here is that that person comes about, asks you for a favor, making some kind of it's going to be a valid excuse, but yeah, it's going to be a bullshit excuse. You know, the excuse is I don't have a job, but that it's a valid excuse, but it's a bullshit excuse. Go find one, right? Go find yourself a job like every single one of us. In any case, it is within your hands. What we call it in our country a bare favor. A bare favor is when you do someone a favor to make them worse. Like, you know, spoiling your child, doing them favors, and they just grow up not knowing what to do with life when you are not around them anymore. Okay, and they just, let's not talk about it, right? But it's just they don't end up well. That's a bare favor, an expression in Bulgarian and in my country. So don't do that to that individual. Yeah, I mean, you can be harsh with them when they approach you, but in the long run, I think that they will thank you. Okay. Right. So that was Libra. Now moving next, Scorpio. Ten of Wands, Seven of Wands, Knight of Cups, I mean, this elemental dignity is pretty easy. Okay, the 10 of Wands in the Knights of Cups is pretty simple. That's what is going to be required from us next few days. It's not going to be something we'll be thrilled doing, especially, for example, if you are called to work at Saturday or Sunday and it's not your time to do so, it's not your shift, but you're called. That's not something you would like, but you gotta do it at the end of it. These are going to be an unrevocable kind of like callings. that will have to answer, which by the way are going to carry with them certain rewards. All right, so yeah, it's going to be a nasty few days forward. Nasty in a sense is that we ain't going to have much of an enjoyment from them. Probably we are going to be constantly busy with something that is simply not a thing we enjoy doing, but at the end of the day is going to have a reward, like for example work, right? Now what's more baffling is the other two cards, Seven of Wands with the Ten of Wands. Seven of Wands with the Ten of Wands. That is like that is like I can't find words to say it. All right, that is like a having always been like ready, but this isn't taking responsibilities. It's more like being always ready to seize a moment to be busier and busier, but it doesn't make much sense to me. Okay, it's a very weird message from these two cards. That is like whenever you do have a free time, you always must be ready to do something productive with it instead of something entertaining. All right, that's the difference, because we all kind of like fulfill our times with things. Well, here these two cards are saying that whenever we do have free time, it should be filled, and there is going to be a strive for that, by the way, from these cards, that is going to be filled with something productive rather than with a something entertaining. Now, on the flip side, of course, these cards could speak for a huge competition. It's kind of unlikely, right? That's what this is why I didn't went that route with the competition of the Seven of Wands. It's unlikely because next to the Ten of Wands, it is where the rules are already established. All right, everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody knows what they must get done. Right, and there are not much room. There isn't much room for a competition unless it's not a tournament. It's some kind of a race. Okay, so that is the only way if that could be a competition, if it is a race rather than a rivalry. If it is a rivalry, it cannot be that can't be a thing that they are referring. I mean, the cards are referring, but if it is a race, very possible here. And then you should be warned, Scorpio, that you can't cut any corners, right? As soon as you break the rules or try to be clever about a thing or another, you are going to get caught, as well as your competition as well. So pray to God that they think they're smart. Pray to God that they think that they're clever, and they can get away with it because they want. Right? Okay, couple of minutes. And again, to remind you guys that these are readings for the star signs. They are not your personal readings. So they're going to affect you to a certain extent, depending, how strong that star sign is for you. Are you born under it? Is it your rising or your moon sign or whatever? But you can take them as a guidance rather than direct answer to your question. However, if you do wish to have a reading on your personal situations, you can go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you can see full list of my services and as well their pricing. So whatever your budget and your needs, you can choose the one that is going to suit you best. And if you do decide to support the show through the PayPal and Super Chat, you're going to have a reading at the end of the stream. That's pretty much guaranteed. Okay, so a couple of minutes to have a few sips and few inhales, and then moving for the last 4 star signs, which are going to be Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. All right, Sagittarius next. So let's check it out. All right, first one, 5 of Wands for Sagittarius, with the 3 of Wands, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, I'm sorry, that's not 7, that's 8 of Cups. Even better to a certain extent. So what we have, it's some things are about to get a turn. All right, things are about to have a turn, mainly in the department of opportunities for you. So think of it that way, is that you are in a certain field. Doesn't matter if that's the business field or the love field, whatever the case. But the point is that you're in a certain field, and you've already established your patterns there, right? And I mean, things are going well. Things are going very stable. Okay. To a point where your expectations fully fulfilled, and they don't have to be a great expectations. It is just you have your patterns established, and based on these patterns, you do have an expectations. Those expectations always fulfilled, and now you wonder, or maybe you don't, but you should, right? Wonder what happens next. I mean, where off from now on? And what you need to know is that in the next few days, there are going to be surprising events which are going to open up that possibility for you, okay? To challenge the situation, to challenge yourself, to take on a new heights, to lift the bar of your expectations, right? So that could be attacking a new position, promotion, for example, or a bigger salary, right? Or a bigger social circle, better social circle, whatever you call it. But the thing is that, you know, through surprising events, there are going to be turnarounds in the next few days that will allow you to go for more. Now, with that Eight of Cups being next to the Five of Wands, right, we do have here, the situation that you're going to find yourself in when these surprising events manifest for you is going to be great. Okay, it will seem like something that's, you know, it's like huge luck happening to you. The problem with all that is that the future is going to be uncertain with it. Okay, you won't be able to tell are you going to make it through or not. So it's a risky thing. I can't encourage you to take it, but I cannot deny you not taking it. The choice is yours. Bottom line, and what you should need to know is that you're going to have your chance to do better, to go for more. Are you going to take it or not? Your choice. All right, next, Capricorn. Queen of Wands, Judgment, Wheel of Fortune. Pisces Moonbeam, I would love to talk to you in a few days just to be able to verify that. Because according to these cards, you will meet the person, right? And it should be a brand new individual that you are going to meet here. Well, brand new in the sense of that the brand new state, you know, that could be someone you're already aware of, but it just doesn't play a major role in your life. And certainly you do understand that they will play a major role in your life. You know, that's a person who is going to, well, imagine yourself that way, that you do have a huge blessings, right? You are a very good individual, a very capable individual in one or another field. It's just you don't have a catalyst. You don't have a conduit through which manifesting these blessings. There you go. I mean, that's your conduit here. You may be a super loving person, but up until this point, you may be constantly hurt throughout your life, and it's just you hate love, right? But you just have it engraved in you as a blessing that you can give so much love to the world. You just don't know how. You need a catalyst for it. You need a conduit for it. There you go. I mean, that's your conduit here. That's your person, right? Or that could be a person who is going to manifest your brilliant mind. It doesn't have to be love related. It could be business related. It's a person who is going to come and tell you, oh my God, you're so talented in that field. What are you doing with your life, man? You know, I had that colleague of mine when I was in the university. It was that guy who was drawing ridiculously good. He was doing caricatures. I don't know how it's called in English, you know, caricatures. And was just, we were sitting next to each other on a stall or on a bank, and I had that drawing professor, engineering drawing, you know, where you do make drawings of machines and that, and he was explaining something, and I saw him, he's doing a thing, you know, with his sheets of paper, with his sheet of paper, and so on. Oh my god, he drew him immaculately for 15 freaking minutes. And I said, oh my god, what are you doing with your life, man? Why are you even here? Right? Why are you even here? I don't know if he manifested that, but you will, right? You will. Whatever talent you have, right? Whatever skill, whatever potential, you are about to meet that person who is going to manifest it, or rather, like, you will manifest it through them, right? And it will be a feeling like never before. You will know that that's a real thing. You will know that that's a huge part in your life. I don't know even how to explain it. Okay, I don't even know how to explain it. But believe me, that person is gonna know you better than your mother does at the end of the whole ordeal, or whichever way you want to call it. So what you need to know, finally, there will be someone you can trust. There will be someone that is gonna bring a pure good in your life. All right, next, that will be Aquarius. All right, deal. Liz, thank you for the $20. Thank you, Liz. The end of the stream, you're gonna have your personalized reading. Two of Swords, Five of Cups, Eight of Wands, it's a simple message. It's a very simple message for Aquarius. And the word I should use, it's not the right? It's not the right answer. It's more like the suitable, that the answer that works, or rather like the option that works, will become pretty much obvious for you. And that is pretty much the whole reading that we do have here, Aquarius. So let's say that you are in a position right now, you just don't know what to do with your life. And I will tell you something personal here. I'm rising Aquarius, and 2 days ago I was sitting here and saying, you know, what are you doing with your life, man? I mean, my life it's not problematic at all. I don't have any troubles, at least right now. Okay, I don't know how. I'm not rich by any means, right? I don't have a wife. I don't have any properties except that thing here, and I don't worry about stuff. All right, so that's why because I don't crave for anything. Okay, I don't crave for anything. I don't crave for wealth. I don't crave for law. I don't crave for anything. I'm happy the way I am here. But I was sitting and was saying, you know, what are you doing with your life? Okay, where is the progress? Okay, so that's a question I don't have any answer for. And I'm sure, Aquarius, you do have questions that you don't have answer for. Well, next few days, the answer will become obvious to us. Okay, the option that we can take will become obvious for us. Are we gonna take it or not? Up to us, up to you, up to me, up to anyone that has a rising or sun Aquarius in their chart. Most of the options, they're not going to feel ideal as a sense of that, you know, oh my god, something that I definitely can't miss. So that's going to be an issue, because for many of us it's going to be meh, that, yeah, it's a good thing, I mean, it's something that definitely can be productive, but that's really worth it. It's the question, and that's a question that we may not be able to answer right away, but it will be obvious that it will be a growthful option available. Okay, so as a guidance, I can advise you to take anything that will have a growthful, no, growthful uh, impact on your life. Okay, because it will be pretty obvious which that thing is going to be in the next few days. And that is the Aquarius reading. Now, last but not least, we do have Pisces. King of Cups. You're welcome, Susie. Knight of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. The most serious person you ever saw, okay, or you have ever met. Albie, you are going to be approached, Pisces, with a proposition for a serious commitment. Not the requirements, but rather like the catch, because there is going to be a catch. Like, yeah, it's, I don't know how to even call it, maybe requirements, yeah. Conditions, that's a better word. The conditions, pretty simple. They could be many conditions, but pretty clear, pretty simple conditions, right? And the commitment is going to be, like I said, pretty serious. It could be a personal commitment, it could be a intimate commitment, or a business commitment, whatever the case. In all of these cases for you, you are approached for it because you deserve it. Now, the guidance of these cards, it is that this is a commitment that is not going to interfere with your life. It's only going to add, it's additive on top of it, okay? It's addendum, so to speak. So, for example, if you do have a family right now, obviously it's not where it's going to come about, right? It's going to come about wherever you are lacking. That is where the commitment comes around. And there will be no reason for you not to take it. So and that is pretty much the guidance. But what do you need to know? It's a serious commitment, or it is coming, a proposition for it. And the only thing that it is left for me to do is just say yes. If you wish, of course. That is what you need to know. All right. So, with that said, moving for the super chat now. The patrons section of the live stream, where anyone who support the live stream and the channel is going to have their reading right now. First, a minute or two, okay? A minute or two here to prepare and have a few sips. Hi, Yasmin. What do you need to know? Let's see. I have these cards, Yasmin. By the look of it, I think that it will be divulged to you that you are like. You know, that will be the guy or the woman, right? Because you may be preferred by someone you already know, a woman that you already know. Is going to go and say, I really like you. However, I don't know why, right? I don't know why, Yasmin, but there is a sadness in this for some reason. Maybe it's a sadness because although you may like each other at that point, you can't actually end up together, okay, for the time being. Maybe because the distance do you apart, right? Or maybe because you are in relationship or they are in relationship, whatever case. Okay, there will be sadness in it. And the thing is, it's not going to be a big deal in the sense of that you can definitely skip it up. Because even if things work out here, like you end up dating and kind of like make certain commitment, as it doesn't look like that's going to be the last person in your life, right? So if you do decide to skip it up, it's going to work out for you as well. Now, there is another possibility, though, to be either an ex or a person you are in a relationship right now with. Well, should that be the case, okay, it seems that your current relationship or the renewal of such will strengthen based on a recent drama or a recent suffering that the relationship went through, right? So that is what you need to know. Yalla be magic. So what can you expect from your current interest? Let's check it out. I don't know why there is, Yasmin, there is grief for some reason and suffering in it. And it's a reason of, right? It's not going on right now. It's just that's the reason why. I don't know. Yeah. Or as I think of, could be that you may be the grieving one and they may comfort you for it. You know, that's something that could happen as well. All right, RB. These are cards. I think that that person is going to start suffusing you with kindness and gifts, for lack of better expression, to a point where, well, basically that individual is going to indulge you, right? It's going to indulge you with kindness and all these kind of stuff. And I don't know what it is with it, right? I don't know what it is with it, but there is something disingenuine there. That is something you need to know. So what can you expect? That person to be very, very kind with you. They're going to surprise you constantly with good stuff. They're going to make you feel very well, very comfortable. But there is something disingenuine with that behavior. I don't know what it is, but that's what the card says, right? So that is what you can expect. So take it for what it is, all right? Take it for what it is, in a sense of that. Don't act any weird in any way. Enjoy your time with that person, but always kind of like take it with a grain of salt about their commitment. Because that's the only thing that kind of like comes to my mind, is that they are doing it because that's who they are. They always act like this, but that is not a proof for how can I put it into the words, for their deep commitment, for lack of better words. It's just their way, and so you may end up being misled that it's you are the one. All right, Jasmine, you're next. Jasmine Miller, not to be confused with Yasmin H, which I have already read for. So Jasmine Miller now. You're welcome, Yadabi. Those are your cards, Jasmine. Just give me a moment, will ya? Like it's again like a gift. These cards are saying that you will get what you want from a person specifically, right? It's going to be from an individual, and what you're going to get from them, and that's a requisition, okay? Unlike Yalabi, where these things that she's going to get as a presence are coming just because that's who that person is. Yours are through request. You want that, whether behavior, whether money, you know, whatever the case. And what you need to know is that you are going to get it exactly the way you want to have it. Okay? And it will feel good at the start. But what these cards are saying, and what you need to know, is that this is not a milestone for you. Okay? So kind of, I don't know how to put it into words, but it's like this acquisition of yours is not something you can rely on for what it seems. And I do believe what is going to happen at the end of the day, it is that you understand that, well, I think that you already know it, but that is just one more confirmation in your experience that sometimes you get what you want just to understand that's not something you need, right? And that's, I think that that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen here. So in regards to your recent requests, whether toward your boss, whether toward a friend of yours, or toward your spouse if you do have one, right? Or toward your person of interest, these requests, or that request that you really want, it's going to be fulfilled. That is what you need to know. All right, Taco, you're next. You're welcome, Jasmine. All right, those are your cards, Taco. And they do refer to conversations you are having, or negotiations that you are leading. One of the two things. And these cards are saying is that things are gonna become a bit more complicated now. Okay, more complicated, because there are going to be more stuff on the table, like more options available on the table. What I think is going to happen is that the other side, whether it is your wife, okay, or whether it is your partner in business, or your neighbor on some kind of a thing you are negotiating right now, or it could be that I think of, or that thing you have with your father, or whatever the case, okay, it's just the other side is going to bring up new stuff on the table, which, you know, they're not going to be completely in your deprivation in any way, right? It's by definition, they're going to be very neutral, and they can kind of like suit both things, both parties. You know, you are having your negotiations with your business partner, and he tells you at one point, hey, okay, so we have that thing almost cleared out. But what about that thing? You know, what about if we do that? What about if we do this? Okay, and there are going to be more options available just brought to the table. And like I said, well, this is going to complicate stuff to a certain extent. That doesn't necessarily means that is going to make stuff worse. And what it is the advice of the cards here, it is to consider all of those options available, at least give them a glance, okay? Because one of them or more of them are going to be quite good. So that is what you need to know, that these conversations you have or negotiations, they will complicate themselves because new things are going to be brought on the table. All right, Mattia, let's see what you have. You're welcome, mate. Those are your cards, Mattia. And they are referring to it could be definitely a situation, or it could be also a person that you are taking care of. And when I say taking care of, I mean like you are their mother. Doesn't necessarily has to be someone of your children, right? But it seems that with that thing you are taking care of, it is like it is like it is your baby, and enough is enough. That is what you need to know. Because right now it's not about progress, it's about sustenance, in a sense of that the very least right now it is the time where you gotta draw the line and think of it that way. It's kind of like makes you to say happy, or you are taking care of it because of, how can I put it into words, because of a sense of responsibility. And if it is that, it's time to let go of. Okay, if it is because of a sense of responsibility. So it's a few days of a self-reflection here, because for what those cards are showing, keeping up further, kind of like pouring resources into that endeavor, pointless and unappreciated for what those cards are showing, right? So yeah, other than that, it seems that you will find a very successful way. I don't know about what, but it's going to be a very successful performance that you are going to stumble upon in the next few days. And this is what the cards are showing for you, Mattia. All right, next, Chandra. Those are your cards. Well, first of all, Chandra, what you need to know is that your recent decisions, although it doesn't may seem that way right now, okay, they have been the right ones. The recent decisions or the recent actions. Another thing that you should be aware of, it is that your current disappointments temporary, in a sense of that soon after the next few days, the sense of these disappointments is going to start fading away. That is because you will have your, if you prefer it that way, a second chance. Now, in a few days span of time, you're going to have your opportunity to further whatever goal you have, okay? And should your goal be, say, business, then these cards are speaking that these disappointments you may have about your business right now are going to be washed away. With a very lucrative business maneuvers being established from you, should your personal goal is in your love life, then whatever disappointments you do have about your love life right now is going to be washed away by establishing a harmonious relationships in the next within the next few days. Bottom line here is that first, right now, there is no professional help that can fix things for you because they are already fixed. It is just time that needs to pass in order to see that. So, kind of like have faith, believe in yourself. That is what those cards are saying, right? But after that whole process is done, you will be filled up with content and enjoyment. And also it seems that you're gonna look forward toward the future. But that's the big thing that you gotta take from here, okay? Is that your recent choices, they were correct, even though it may not seem like it right now. All right, next we do have Anna. Or it could be that you may be purchasing a house, and up until this point you just can't find one, and you are very disappointed. You can't find something that suits you well, that suits your expectations, that suits your vision, and you are wondering, is the choice you purchasing a house right now a right one? It is, because it seems that you will stumble upon a one that is going to suit you well. That is just an example. I don't know. These are the cards we have. Well, it seems that, and that will be with a person that's you already have a giving and taking with, right? So could be a friend, could be a person of interest, whatever. Thing is that that individual is going to approach you and will want re-establishment. I don't know how to express it in words, but that will be like redefining the rules and the boundaries in between you two. Now, if that's a business with a business incentive, obviously renegotiating whatever contract you do have. If it is in the intimate sphere, that will be for, you know, certain boundaries within within the intimate sphere. Not excluded that to be one of your children. Can't coming up and telling you, Mom, you can't do that anymore, you know, I'm not 5 years old, whatever, you can't humiliate me like that, or whatever. And the thing is that it will be something that you will kind of like find it compelling to oblige, because it will be the truth at the end of the day. You will find it, how can I put it into words, that you are accountable for that, whatever is suggested, whatever is proposed. And what you need to know it is that, at least at the start, it's not going to be easy. It's not like it will be a difficult move. It's going to be an awkward move, something you are not accustomed to, something you are not used to. But it will be the right thing to do, and you will recognize that it's going to be the right thing to do. So bottom line here is that you will have a few weeks, because the approach is going to happen in the next few days, but the transition, it may carry on further. So the next few weeks, maybe a month or two, will be kind of awkward for you in regards to that individual and the whole interaction in between you and them. But through going through that thing, through that process, through that transition, so to speak, the whole relationship in between you two is going to normalize very much, to a point where you both are going to have your equal responsibility in that relationship you both have, and everything is going to be fine from there. Well, hell, for all I know, it could be someone that works for you, you know, and it's kind of like approaches you and tells you, you know what, that's not fair. Okay, I think that I deserve that, and that, and in return, you're going to get this, and that. And it will be, you're going to find yourself being stunned at the start, okay? But the more you think about it, the more you're going to see reason into it. And once you do agree, then, you know, the whole relationship from there on moving forward, it's going to be perfect and mutually beneficial as well. So that is something you need to know. And last but not least, we do have Liz. Liz, those are your cards. So what you should need to know it is that there are going to be certain changes in the plans or in the routine at your work or what you are making your living from. Okay, because it could be a business, it could be a work, or it could be something private. And these changes, they are going to be instigated by an individual that you are working with or someone that has a finger into it. Okay, someone that is related to that. And you're not gonna like that. These are not even going to be changes. These are certain things just being omitted from the schedule. So at first, you're not gonna like it by a large margin. In fact, you will be, once you do find out that that is happening, I think that you are gonna find yourself being a quadrant of rage, right? A quadrant of rage. What can I advise you? And the thing it is why that's the case, it is because whatever is going to be omitted, it was talked for a long time, right? So that is something that was you were preparing for it, you were planning for it, now thrown out of the window, into the dumpster. So yeah, you are gonna be furious, understandable, but the more you think about it, the more you see that it can be replaced with even a better endeavor. So yeah, we do have a person that you are working with who is going to stab you in the back, right? It's gonna stab you in the back, or it's gonna shoot you in your foot, figuratively speaking, of course. But you can return the favor, and instead using a knife, you can use a freaking sword. Instead shooting them in their or in their foot with a gun, you can use a freaking rocket launcher or whatever, figuratively speaking again. And that is, when you think about it, when that happens, when you think about it, you will recognize that the times are changing, right? And actually, it was a good thing. These things you are preparing for are not happening. Why is that? Well, because the new times you are moving into, or the business that you're working for or working in is moving into, is just not accustomed to them. I mean, the market is changing, the clients are demanding different things and whatnot. And so now you can accustom to it. You can do better with how can I put it into words? New concepts. So think it as in our country, we do have that expression that someone tries to gouge your eyes out, but instead they're actually fixing your eyelashes, right? So someone is aiming to do you harm, but they actually throw it. They're doing you a freaking favor. That's what we have. And it's all that it is needed from you. Do not freak out at the start. Just think about it, right? Just think about it and see how you can salvage the situation. And once you start thinking into that direction, you will see that's not a salvaging mission, right? It's a mission of a freaking growth, right? So that's what we have for you, Liz. All right, guys, that will be it. And thank you so much for watching. Oh, you recently lost your job? Well, you know what? Maybe you will find out why. Maybe that could be the salvaging process here, okay? Or it could be the process of you finding a better one. But you do have a situation in your career to salvage. That's the point. And But you are saying you didn't lost your job because of your performance, but because of someone. And I know that right now doesn't look like that way, but they did you a favor, right? That is what you need to know. They did you a favor. So, again, with that said, guys, that is all we have for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and as well for your generosity. And we're going to see each other next time, which hopefully is going to be Sunday, of course, if I am feeling well. And until then, bye.